I was always wondering why Conor started trolling Khabib Nurmagomedov that much, and I've never supported Conor in his crazy trolling of Khabib. He went too far on many occasions, and while I'm pretty confident that he didn't do a good job for, you know, for going after his family, for trolling, for going too far. And I'm really much thinking that Conor, he didn't do a good job. I really think Conor was pretty much rude towards Khabib. And this is okay. No, this is not okay. I don't support Conor's actions. But on the other side, looking back at their beef, that's where Khabib was right. Khabib beat the shit out of him in that fight, and that beef should have been squashed. But no, Khabib keeps disrespecting Irish MMA fighters. Look how he's disrespectful, dig at Irish fighters, riled up PFL stars ahead of Dubai fights, and how Usman Nurmagomedov nearly lost. Well, Khabib Nurmagomedov managed to enrage more than just the Irish public with his crazy comments about the nation's standard of fighters. And the legendary undefeated, he lost to Gleison Tebow, but a former lightweight champ, was cornering Usman Nurmagomedov at the Coca-Cola Arena in title defense and about what's being heavily promoted on Dagestan versus Ireland 2, which was created to build up some hype, but man, it harked back to Khabib's legendary 2018 fight with Conor McGregor. And of course, in the lead up, he had to troll all Irish fighters. He had to rubbish them. In lead up to proceedings, the iconic former champ didn't mince his words when comparing the two nations, claimed that there were no fighters from the nation bearing McGregor and Hughes, dismissing an entire undercard for the event, and also ignoring the fact that Ian Garry is a ranked fighter in the UFC and that Ian Garry is one of the best fighters probably right now at welterweight. And he rubbished Ireland's fighting talent in a video promoting the event in Dubai, giving his opinion on the supposed actions between Ireland and Dagestan. As far as he is concerned, there was not much of a feud given the vastly higher number of champions to emerge from the smaller population of Dagestan than Ireland. Brother, Ireland don't have fighters, brother. Let's be honest, how many fighters do you know from Ireland? Paul Hughes and Conor McGregor. And who else? There's no fighters, brother. You come Dagestan, you can understand, you know so many organizations. They don't even sign Dagestan fighters because they worry about like everybody can become champion. Let's be honest, Dagestan level of MMA here and raise his arm high, Ireland level, like not even half of Dagestan level. And to some point I agree, to some point, because in Dagestan everybody knows to wrestle, and yes, everybody knows to wrestle. They learn wrestling in high school. They have top tier wrestlers, they have amazing fighters, and it's true that UFC isn't signing much of Dagestani fighters because, of course, majority of them could become champions. But again, you can't insult the whole nation because of your private beef with Conor McGregor. Nathan Kelly, riled up by Khabib Nurmagomedov's comments. Of course, Nathan Kelly was angry because he's an Irish fighter. He's a good Irish fighter. But I mean, Paul Hughes was the best on that card. It clearly irked the three Irish fighters sharing the undercard with Hughes. Kelly McConaughey, John Mitchell, Nathan Kelly make up an Irish contingent looking to make their names with the letter. Already surging at featherweight, Kelly, an often soft-spoken contender, told the fact that Khabib was talking shit and all that jazz, it just lit a little fire on my belly. I'm kind of just like, this whole thing of like, oh, we're better than him. I really need to be motivated by the fight. You know what I mean? If someone gives me a little bit of an extra fire, I'm like, thank you, because you had that. You have to give me even more of incentive now to go out and win. And the team or vibe, I'm fully immersed. In that, I'm getting behind it. If you go online, you'll see a lot of people hating on Khabib. The fact of how dismissive he was, it's like, I'm going to go out and beat up you, lad. And you're going to see that I'm different. Maybe after that he'll say, I think we like him, he's different. That's all I can do. If I go out, take this lad down, stick him on his back, make a show on him. In the grappling, they'll have to admit that this one is the outlier. It was Hill to my fire. I hope that all the other lads are the same and we have this fire lit under our belly to go and prove not just to fucking Dagestanis, but the world that we are a force to be reckoned in the world of mixed martial arts. And also, John Mitchell offered to show Russian fighters how it's done after win. The first Irish fight of the night was John Mitchell, the only home fighter of the evening who out-grappled Suhail Tahiri. Was less aggressive in his phrasing, but, he did offer to fight any of the UFC legends' Russian chargers, show off his own wrestling prowess. He was hardly going to be nice to us, he joked. And look, if PFL want to put me in against the Russian next, let's go, I'll wrestle him. Let's complete with the home fighter tonight, the biggest star from Dubai, and that's going to keep going. I have the Irish and expat community in my corner, so it's only going to grow. Now, I told you about beef and about what happened, etc. But Khabib forgot one very important thing. First of all, Khabib, I have a question. How many double champs have been from Dagestan? Yeah, Conor McGregor used to be a two-division champ. Can you please name one double champ from Dagestan? Because I'm trying to remember, and I'm not sure that I can remember. Dagestani fighters were champions, that's true. But name one double champ. Oh, yeah. I guess you cannot do it, right? And one more thing, Conor. One more thing, Khabib. How about Ian Garry? I guess Ian Garry is not from Ireland, right? Or... yeah. He's from Ireland, man. He's from Ireland. Ian Garry is from Ireland. You completely forgot Ian Garry, who barely lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Literally, the guy barely lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov. What about him? And to analyze Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes, that has been a super close fight. Ain't gonna lie. It has been a super close fight. I thought it was a draw, though. For me, it could have been a draw because Usman Nurmagomedov got a point deduction for smashing opponent's nuts with a kick. To me, it should have been a draw, but judges were, biased towards Dagestani fighter. You know where the fight took place, in Dubai. I'm just telling you one thing, Khabib. This was a close fight, and you nearly lost. So stop insulting Irish fighters. You don't have double champ, Khabib. I'm not a fan of Conor, but they do. They have one double champ.